2, 11, 12. Arr! What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Lie in the morning. Hooray!
Hello everyone, welcome to Drunken Sailor Brew and Barbecue. I'm back with a second review of the Smoke Hollow 4-in-1 grill. Gas charcoal smoker with the sear burner. I was going to do this about a year ago, do a 1-year review, and just never happened. And so we're doing this one now. It's actually been about a year and 9 months. And in the interest of full disclosure, I will say that I did give this thing a good once over last weekend, so it's not quite a week. And the only thing I've done since is cook some steaks on the gas side. So you'll see that it's been pretty clean, and I'll go over the pros and cons and the do's and don'ts and everything else. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so we'll start from left to right with the sear burner. Still in really good shape, probably because I really don't use it that often. It operates just great. The striker works fine. It's still pretty clean. Hopefully you can see with the shadows and such. But to be honest, I really don't use it that often. The times that I have used it, it works absolutely great. I would, though, given the choice, rather have a burner over here that you can put a pot of beans or potatoes, whatever, on there instead of the sear burner. But it is what it is, and it works just great. I've got no complaints with that. Here on the gas side, you can see it's still in pretty good shape. There's been some I've heard a lot of talk on the net about rusting issues with this thing, and I haven't really had many rusting issues. There was a little bit, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, in the back along the vents. These are the original grates. They're in good shape. The what do you call those? The little flavor covers that go over the burners are the original, and they're still operating just fine. Let's take a look at them. You can see it's still in pretty good shape. The burners themselves, I am actually impressed with. These are stainless steel cylinders. As I mentioned in the original video, usually you got cast irons. Look at the other ones in here. They operate absolutely great. I've got no problem with them at all. This thing will get to, with all 3 burners cranked, it'll get to 400 degrees in less than 10 minutes. A little grimy there. Once again, the grates are the original. I did replace the gasket just last weekend. That is one of the things that I did, and I installed it on the gas side, which I did not have before, which I should have done. But in any case, that's why you can see how it looks still pretty new. The warming tray up here, it's nice because it's deep, but to be honest, I don't like this pattern with the holes. It gets gunk built up in there real easily. I'd much rather have your standard grates that go across. Other than that, I mean, it does what it does, but it is a pain in the butt to keep clean. Those things get clogged up, and it's just something I'd rather not do. Once again, the strikers work fine. I haven't had any problem with them. You can see, your general wear, pitting. I mean, this is just plastic here. The trays, drip trays, I do swap back and forth periodically. The gas side will get more grimy. The smoker side, charcoal side, gets more, ashy, dry, burnt. So I rotate them back and forth to kind of even the wear. And going down to the tank, I never did do anything about the brace. You can see that it does sag. What I do is take the tank off after every time I use it. I've got it on there now for purposes of the video, but I just don't leave the tank on there, and it certainly helps. I don't know, it's just not something I feel like messing around with. I know the newer model, I believe the year after this one, so I guess the 2013 model, they put the tank underneath here to solve that problem. So That's good. So let's move over to the charcoal side. Concerning the rust issues, I'm not sure if you can see on this video or not, but we're looking at right about here, hot spot of the charcoal side. It did get some pitted rustiness going on. That was solved with a can of high temp, engine block paint. Good to 600 degrees, Home Depot, $5 a can, and it works great. Down here, all right, these cheap plastic little covers, these things kept popping off. Same thing with this. Little Gorilla Glue and solve that problem. This washer I lost, had to replace that. No big deal. Damper works okay, although when this thing gets really hot, the metal, it's thin metal, it will warp a bit, and it makes this a little difficult to open and close. Everything's cool right now, so it's working just fine. But you can see it's, once again, it's still in pretty good shape. Let's take a look inside. Alright, here we are in the fun side of the grill, as I like to call it. See my chimney flashing, still there, still the same piece. On a rare occasion I'll pull it out if I need more space, but I kind of bumped it up a little bit so it didn't come down flush to the grate like it originally was. That allowed me to put stuff, all the way over here. So works like a charm. Once again, you see the new gasket. The first part of the gasket to go was the front, but it holds up pretty well. Once again, it's a green egg gasket. You can search online for where to find those. Here's some of the small additions I did. Let's get these out of the way. Okay, here's some expanded sheet metal, or expanded metal rather. It's actually an extra piece that I had left over, and I just screwed it into the grate. This grill, it's kind of annoying. It's made for solid wood, not really charcoal. So the grates is, they're kind of big holes and stuff tends to fall through. This helps out a lot. The hinges, this thing still operates pretty good. It goes up and down just fine. Okay. What I like to do is periodically the hinges inside, there and there, give them a dose of PAM. Just PAM spray, regular, original. Certainly don't want to use, WD-40. But drawback to this, I guess, and it's just the nature of the beast because this is a smoker as well, is, you're losing a little space. As far as the charcoal, you can't fill it right up. I'm used to the old Brinkman that I had, or was used to it. It was just a bigger grill. One of the drawbacks to this is that you are losing a little bit of, it's not that big of a spot here, I guess is my point. And let's see, okay, the trays went over here, the smoker box. Oh, you'll like this. This is ta-da, stainless steel sheet metal here. Fits in the grating, or the grating fits in it, like so. And what this does, a couple of things. Because it's stainless steel, I can actually griddle on that if I wanted to with the smoker box going, and I'm not going to lose as much smoke with this cover. Once again, that's why I put the gasket there on that side. It helps. Normally I would just keep that smoker lid down, but in a bind it's nice to use this as a griddle. Cleans up really nice, once again, because it is stainless. Inside we've got that's the big piece of expanded metal that I formed into a basket. Real easy, nothing fancy. Once again, that original grate is made for wood and not charcoal, and it's stuff falls over to the sides, and I would highly recommend doing this. Stuff always falls over to the side, you lose a lot of charcoal, it's a pain in the butt. Get a better look at it in here. Still use the bricks. And there you go, you can get a good shot of it there. The damper on this side still works really well. Once again, when it gets really hot, the metal does warp a little bit, and makes it a little bit more difficult to move. Doesn't totally seize up or anything. Back to rust. This piece right here was a problem with rust. the entire surface just went brown with rust. That only took one day being left out in the rain, and it just bam, real quick. Sanded it down, used some more of that high temp engine block paint. Works like a charm. And I'm not leaving this outside. You can see shot in the beginning there. Actually, here's another one of the cover I used. Ta-da! There it is. This is a smoke hollow cover made for this particular smoke hollow grill. Google it. I paid about 65 bucks for it, and it's really good material. It's canvas. It's got a kind of a lining, waterproof. Whoop, there it is. Lining, waterproof lining on the inside. It's thick, durable, and I think that this cover, along with just some TLC, is a big reason why this grill is in pretty good shape. I don't put it in the garage. It's kept right there year round because it's kind of big. It's like 84 inches long, I think. But I highly recommend getting a cover for this grill because the metal is really thin. You can't go wrong, and well worth the $65 investment. And that does it for about all the cooking parts. Down below, yeah, it's just junk that I store, the chimney and some cooking trays and such. The casters have I've not had a problem with the casters. They're still in really good shape. I haven't even lubed them up or anything. That's probably something, now that I mentioned it, probably just hit them with some WD just to keep them lubed up. The brakes work on them just fine. They're not getting stuck, anything like that. And I got no complaints. I'll take a quick look around the back end, which I did not do in the original. So you can see a little, your stand. Here we go. You got some. This is the gas side. You can see some of that rust, surface rust. Same thing on the inside of the vents. I gave it a little bit of a scrape and a little bit of shot of the that high temp spray paint. And it's greasy, smoky stuff here. Back of the trays, you can see it's still, it's more dirt than really corrosion or anything. The firebox, that's new paint, and once again I did paint the cover. If you're gonna have rust problems, at least with mine, that's where they're gonna be, in the smoke box. Had some questions on the quality of the metal. I mean, it's thin sheet metal. I mean, it's made in China. There's nothing really special about it. I highly recommend doing the quick little mods that I've done to it, and keep care of it. Just like anything else, you can make it last just by keeping care of it. I would say one big thing, a big problem I have, I should say, with this, is that it is way overpriced. I've seen this thing even now online for $600, 650 bucks. Do not pay more than 350 bucks for this thing. I bought it for $270 at Sam's Club. Of course, that was, it was almost 2 years ago. It was after the season, so it was on sale, and I got it on a tax-free weekend. So, but still, do not pay more than 350 bucks. It's just not worth it. I think what you're paying for is the wow factor, because it does have a good, like I call it, wow factor. People see it and they go, wow. A couple of guys say, oh, they think that's, oh, it's a $2,000 grill. No. So it looks good. It does a job. I wish it was a little bigger, the cooking areas, but with having gas and charcoal, you're gonna have some kind of sacrifice. So I think that's about it. So there you have it. It's my second review of the Smoke Hollow 4-in-1 grill. It's looking good. We got a big Memorial Day bash coming up. I'm going to do my first full brisket. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be nice. And so, any questions or comments, leave them below. And as always, have a nice day.